this real estate manager really wanted the EB-1A green card, but after working with two different law firms, the case being denied, their own agent came and reached out to us to see if we can file it for the third time. How do you go from two denials to an approval without a request for evidence with just a few months of work? That's this story, and I can't wait to share with you how we did it. Hi everyone, my name is Joseph. I'm the managing partner here at Zhang Associates, where we solve legal problems with creative solutions. So the legal problem was that this woman, who's a real estate manager, wanted to come to the United States. We got the first denial. The first claim that they were trying to get approved was that she won a major prize for her real estate award. USCIS heavily challenged it, saying the documents submitted was not good enough. Then the published materials about the client wasn't accepted. That got disproved. Then the third one, authorship of scholarly articles, that was denied. And then evidence that the beneficiary has performed a leading or critical role, that wasn't accepted. And then evidence that the beneficiary has commanded a high salary, again, not accepted. So didn't accept anything. And so that was a brutal denial. So now the second denial, which is very interesting, right? The first thing they mentioned, evidence that the alien has performed in a leading or critical role for organizations or establishments that have a distinguished reputation. And then they go on to say, we have determined that you provided documentation but failed to establish eligibility for the following regulatory criteria, and then blank. And then it goes to the second criteria that they're trying to argue for. Publish material about the alien in a professional or major trade publication. They picked apart the journal, saying that the evidence does not establish that the publication is a professional or major trade publication. And so they say they did not meet that criteria. Then the third thing, evidence of the alien's original scientific and scholarly contribution. And so then they say, okay, in support of this criterion, you submitted evidence about the projects which you may have been involved, and evidence of awards presented for the projects which you may have been involved. And then the officer ends with, although we requested documents, you did not submit independent, objective evidence that your original contributions have provoked widespread commentary in national or international media. Your publications have garnered goodly number of citations. Your work is being implemented widely by others. As such, you did not demonstrate your original contribution to the field of major significance. Evidence of the alien's authorship. All right, so now they go attack all the things that she published. In the end, the officer says, you did not submit clear evidence of the publication circulation. As such, the supporting evidence does not establish that these publications are professional or major trade publications. Then the officer says, now we will discuss your high salary. In support of the criterion, you provided a certificate of high salary, summarizing everything you provided and all the salaries. Then USCIS ends with, though requested, you did not submit copies of your final 3 pay receipts, earning statements, media reports of high salaries earned by others, a list of compiled credible professional organizations of top earners in your field. As such, the record does not contain objective earning data demonstrating that you have commanded a high salary or other significant high remuneration for services in relation to others in the field. Final merits determination, of course, they deny it, and that was it. 2 brutal denials for this real estate manager who we think actually has a really good case. But it's always hard redoing a case. Not only did we not have time, we did not have the evidence that they previously submitted. The client did not have a copy of everything. The agent did not have a copy of everything, but we said, okay, well, if we can't get the original documents, we just got to work with what you have and wish for the best. So this is our attorney brief, right? It is 40 pages. And on the first page, we directly talked about the past. This is exactly what happened. We understand, but let us present everything. We believe she's qualified. She's in the real estate industry. So she's a real estate manager, real estate innovator. That's a hard sell. Slightly different than the previous case, but I think we had enough wiggle room, within the real estate industry to do that. The next thing, which is really important, is a table of contents. The first prong, that she will continue to work in her field. We put that first. What is she going to do for the United States? If you deny this case, this is what you're denying. United States is hurting if you deny the case. And then we start with her leading and critical role because we believe that was her strongest case, even though both cases previously had been denied, but we led with that. She performed a leading and critical role. Then her original contribution, then high salary, then awards, then published materials about her, then her authorship. So we redid every single one of the prongs, but we organized it this way. Think about it if the officer was reading this linearly. She is working at a leading critical role at these big firms, and then she did this amazing thing, but maybe I won't grant that original contribution, but she got paid well. Okay, well, because she did such an important thing, I can see why she got paid well. So that was kind of the logic, right? Out of all of these things, we're hoping at least 3 of them get approved, and then she can go into the final merits determination, which is kind of like round 2. And then if that can get approved, then this case can be approved. We were preparing for a request for evidence, quite frankly, right? We submitted this, and the next day we immediately started preparing a request for evidence. But unexpectedly, the case was immediately approved. So in the first 2 cases, this was completely denied, right? But this time it was approved because we led with her resume, then we degree and her diplomas, then the letter of intent of what she's going to do, then her U.S. business plan, and then her business partnership that she has. Those things together, plus the research of what the U.S. needs, clearly paints a picture of what she's going to do and how she's going to benefit the U.S. What is she going to do in the real estate innovation industry? Driving technological innovation, improving project management and execution in the real estate industry, enhancing market analysis and investment strategies, promoting sustainable development, facilitating cross-border investment, urban renewal and community development, broadening educational and corporate opportunities. The real estate industry is so old, so outdated. There's so many things that can be improved upon. She was a leading real estate figure back in her home country. She developed these apps. She developed these technology that transformed the industry. The United States could be that much better. She's bringing that technology over, and it will be super. It will be great. That's the idea. 17 exhibits over 8 pages in detail proving that she played a leading and critical role in her company. We quoted extensively from the letters of rec that she got. We dug out very detailed documents about everything that she did in every journal. Not only did we talk about and explain what she did, we proved what she did, right? So that was the original contribution section, but we pulled all that material over and under into this section. Here is her leading and critical role in these organizations. This is how distinguished they are. Look at all of these reports, and then this is her role and her contribution. In doing this case, what was most interesting is digging through everything that she's accomplished throughout her life and piecing together all the previous evidence submitted to really look at what impact did she make. And we wanted to do it in one sentence. And the sentence here was, our client has made original and significant contributions to the field of real estate through her extraordinary creative work in integrating the internet with housing. Because she combined internet and housing, then we were able to flush out everything and put everything underneath that bracket. We actually did it like a legal brief in law school. Here's the issue, here's the analysis, here's the rule, here's the conclusion, and we repeat, right? The next thing, high salary. What we did was we compared her with different people, with different industries, with different regions. We compared her to other companies, 2 other companies. We compared her in time from 2019 all the way to the present. We compared her salary to different websites within the industry, and we compared it to the real estate managers in the US, the source, the average, her salary, and her highest salary. And so no matter how you slice it, she got paid a high salary. The next one is national or international awards. We spent 1, 2, 3, 4 pages on it, 11 exhibits. We just had to go in deep and argue that the awards were really great and it's credited to her. Then the next section, published materials about her. We went in depth talking about the publications, who they are, what was the exact quote, the summary of it, the explanation of it. This was the article, this was the publication, here's the abstract summary, here's what they're saying about her, this is what it means, this is the impact it had, and so we did that for all the articles. It was pretty strong. Oh, we snuck in a comparable evidence to the published material, so that was really fun. So basically we use all the major new age internet forums to talk about how great she is, and we used a whole bunch. It wasn't strong, but we snuck it in there just to bolster the idea she is widely recognized. Her authorship, again, I thought it was pretty strong. 5 pages, 26 exhibits proving what she published, what she did, how she did it. There's so much work to be done. We have so much to dissect, and we have to answer the previous denial. We have to make sure we don't contradict anything that she could have previously written that harmed it. But after months of work, it was Andy and Alan's team and all the interns who worked heavily on this case. We prepared it, we filed it without evidence. The case was approved. The clients could not believe it. The agents could not believe it. Time and time again, I'm challenged. Why do I do cases the way I do them? It is too much. It is unnecessary. It is way above and beyond, and it's a waste of time. It is probably true that we are spending way too much time on crafting the perfect case, and we really don't need to, right? The result is the same. If it gets approved, you get a green card, right? It's a pass or fail class. Why aim for the A+, people say. But what I struggle with is when I wake up in the middle of the night and I think to myself, I could have made that case better. What if I added that one argument? And would that have changed everything? Would that have been the difference between a fail and a pass? I need to just work every single day and know that the best team is put on these cases to argue the best we can. And this case, I think, perfectly demonstrates that, right? Plenty of other cases without these evidence could have been approved. When we saw the material in the background, we're like, golly, like some of our clients that are far less extraordinary have gotten approved. Why did this case get denied twice? Being a lawyer, submitting cases is much more art than it is science. There's no one right way to do it. It's not a formula. It's telling a story. And we're very happy we're able to tell this story this way and that got the case approved. If you have any questions about EB-1A, about extraordinary ability, about how to prove you are great, feel free to reach out, have a call, let's talk about it and plan it out, right? We always give our true analysis. We want to tell you what we think and how to succeed if you want to go for it. And then it's up to you to see if you want to go down this path. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.